This episode is sponsored by Gamergy, the gaming energy drink made by gamers for gamers. Check it out in 4 great flavors: Purple Nurple, Red Alert, Binary Blue, and Epic Green. Hi guys, this is Moch Creations YouTube and Cosplay here at Day 1 of Wizard World, and I'm so excited to bring you guys Princess Morgan Cosplay. Really big fan of hers. I've been following her work for a couple months now, and I've seen some of your work. I love it. But thank you so much for being here today, and thank you so much for agreeing to an interview. Real quick, I just have a couple questions. What initially got you into the world of cosplay?
Well, I've been a nerd since birth. Both of my parents are nerds. I was exposed to that stuff pretty early. But what first got me into cosplay specifically was my older cousins decided they were going to a convention and they were going to cosplay, and I said, hey, I want to do that too. You have to take me. So my grandma was like, you have to take your little cousin to the Comic-Con. So I got to tag along with them. I made my very first cosplay, which was Pikachu.
Okay, all right.
I just fell in love with the convention scene in general and cosplaying. So.
Okay. Well, how long have you been cosplaying?
Technically, I have been cosplaying for 5 years. I started when I was 15. That was when I went to my first convention. But back then, it was just, you know, going and nerding out and goofing off with my friends.
Okay.
But 2 years ago, I decided I wanted to start hand making everything and entering into craftsmanship contests.
Okay.
And I've won a few awards since then, and it just kept rolling from there.
Okay. Well, I have an interesting question. How'd you get your name?
My name, my cosplay name is Princess Morgan. Okay. Morgan is my actual name, but my nickname for all of my family members growing up has always been Princess. So to my grandparents, I'm Princess. To my parents, I'm Princess. That was just, you know, I grew up as a princess.
Well, there you go, guys.
It gave me a complex. Now I think I'm a princess. So I just went with that for my cosplay name.
Well, I have another just interesting question here, because most people love everything they do, but do you have a favorite and least favorite cosplay you've done in the past for any particular reason?
For sure. I always have such a hard time answering the favorite cosplay question, but it's like picking one of your kids, you know, you can't pick which one's your favorite. But I always go with my Frost Giant Loki because that was my dream cosplay for many years, and it's my own design, and it's something that I think I'm just very proud of it, and it was my first craftsmanship win. First place, and it was actually at a Wizard World convention.
Philadelphia, correct?
It was in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh,
very
Pittsburgh.
Close. Very close.
Pittsburgh. Right state, wrong city.
My least favorite cosplay would probably be Jessica Rabbit, and that is because I get bruises from the corset, and I don't wear it anymore. So it's just an uncomfortability issue. I love Jessica as a character, and I love, you know, I feel very pretty in that costume, and I like getting to act like her because in real life I'm an awkward potato, but when I'm Jessica I get to be a beautiful sex symbol. So, but she's too uncomfortable to wear for long periods of time.
I understand completely. I actually picked out the same favorite for your favorite.
Really?
The Loki, it was so different. I haven't seen it done, but that was my favorite for yours. So when you choose a cosplay to do, could you take us through the process of how you go through it?
Normally, for choosing a cosplay, I tend to pick characters that I identify with in some way, or I feel like reflect my personality in some kind of way. I am very drawn towards villains. I don't know what that says about me, but if you look at the people I cosplay, you might not think I'm a very nice person. But that's normally how I choose costumes, and I have a never-ending list of cosplays that I want to do, so it either gets bumped up all the way to the top and I do it immediately, or it gets shoved down to the bottom of the list. And I budget everything out. I really try very hard to stay within a budget, and I go shopping for the best deals on different materials and stuff like that, and I get rolling with the production process. Okay, well, how many cosplays have you done to date? People always ask me this, and I haven't counted yet. I really don't know. I think it's somewhere around 20.
20?
Around 20-ish. I don't know.
It's a lot more than my 4.
That's counting all the really bad ones I did when I was a young teenager.
There's
so
no such thing as bad cosplay. Come on.
Don't look at any of my old pictures. One time
Don't look at any of them, guys.
No.
Don't find them. Look for the current ones.
One of the conventions I was going to be a guest at, they were like, oh, well, you know, put up your page and everything, and can we just take pictures from your fan page and put them up there? I'm like, yeah. I go and look, and they used a picture from when I was 16. It's a really horrible Elsa dress that I made. My brother took a picture on his cell phone out on our deck. And I'm like,
gosh.
Why did you put this on your website? Like, this is not indicative of my skill level, I swear. People would be like, why is she a cosplay guest? Like, the picture's blurry. It's like old cell phone picture. I'm like, oh, I went and like, just like deleted it off my page. So I'm like, this needs to never be seen again.
Well, so when you choose to do a cosplay, do you just, you said your creative process, you try to identify with something. So, do you like to cosplay characters from certain genres, or do you have what I like to call ooh syndrome? Ooh, that.
Yeah, I definitely have ooh syndrome.
Okay.
Except for I'm really partial to Marvel characters.
Okay.
I have done a lot of Marvel characters, but I can be very ooh. When I see a character that I feel like is similar to me in some ways, or just I really enjoy, sometimes I make them immediately. That's kind of how I felt with Mercy, and I'm working on my full Mercy cosplay right now, so this is just an in-betweener.
Well, I think comfortable cosplays are always needed, and this is a really good one.
Thank you.
I really like, it's simplistic, you get the idea, but okay, for those who don't know, well, we've already talked about this, but for those who don't know, you actually won a Wizard World contest in the past at Pittsburgh.
I
What
did.
was that experience like?
It was my first craftsmanship win ever.
Okay.
I cried. I did. I really did. Because the costume took me 3 months to make, and it's my own original design, and it was a huge deal to me, and it was the first time I'd ever entered a craftsmanship competition. And how they announce awards for Wizard World is they say like best female hero, best female villain first, and they went over best female villain. I didn't get it, and I was like, okay, I didn't win. And then they got to best in show, and they were like, Frost Giant Loki, and I was like, what? I went up on stage, and my body paint was like rolling down my face because I was crying. They're like, oh my gosh, are you okay? I'm like, I'm just so like, oh my god. It meant a lot to me. So like I said, I had been wanting to make that costume for about 5 years. Until I finally made it.
I'm so happy you're here because, I mean, like I said, I've actually been following you since probably about February.
Aww.
And, I mean, we get a lot of, professional cosplayers, but we don't get as much as we'd like to see at conventions like this, so that's really nice. But, what are your thoughts on Sci-Fi's new Cosplay Melee show? Any interest in possibly going on in the future, if there is a future for it? And
yes, I would absolutely be interested in going on it. I have some great friends who are on it this season, and they are so talented and spectacular. And I think the show was fantastic in general. And fingers crossed that maybe one day you'll see me on there. You never know.
I have to say, I think the hardest episode was the anime one.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it would be angels and demons with the wings, but anime is so difficult. It's got so many...
It has a very different aesthetic to it in general. That's just... Yeah, I completely agree.
But what is it like being invited to events like Wizard World now as what I like to call professional cosplayers? You're invited by events.
Yeah.
So being a professional cosplayer now, what is it like being invited to events now and being seen in that light?
The first time I was invited to an event, I was like, what? Because I was actually first noticed when I won my award at Wizard World Pittsburgh. And, if 15-year-old me running around in a Pikachu I made it out of fleece. It was a horrible idea. But running around in a little Pikachu dress, if I could go back in time and tell myself what I'd be doing right now, I wouldn't believe future me. I'd be like, you're a liar, future me. I won't ever be that cool. But yeah, it's kind of surreal. And I'm just, I'm so happy to meet people and talk to people. And I just want to tell everybody that they look awesome and they're great for cosplaying, and just I just love talking to people. That's biggest reward out of all of this is meeting new people, honestly.
Okay. Well, guys, we're going to get to a little more of a touchy subject here. If you guys don't know, everything gets its ups and downs. Everything gets its negatives and positives. We're going to talk about glamour cosplay. My opinion, I don't care. Cosplay is cosplay. You dress up how you want to have fun. But glamour cosplay has been seen as taking a character, like, let's just take Deadpool, for example, and not just doing the classic Deadpool, but maybe kind of sexying it up a little bit. Like I said, I don't care. But what are your thoughts on that? I mean, does it matter to you at all, or?
No, it doesn't. I think cosplay is cosplay. Cosplay is
Exactly
for
my
everybody.
thoughts.
It's for all ages. It's for all genders, races, body types, and you can do whatever you want with it. It's for all experience levels, skill levels, and honestly, it's your costume and it's your body. You can wear it. You can make it however you want, and I think that you should be free of judgment because I really think that cosplay should be a judgment-free zone. But the cosplay community can get very judgy, and that's sad.
I think that's where the play from cosplay comes from,
Exactly,
you know?
exactly.
So, you said you've already kind of done it, but you gotta have more dreams. What is your dream cosplay now?
Well, like I said, my Frost Giant Loki was my dream cosplay back in 2011 when the Thor movie came out.
Okay.
You get that little glimpse of Loki as a frost giant, and I saw it and I was like, oh, I want to make something like that. But I was like, I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. And eventually I felt like I was good enough. My next dream cosplay I'm going to be starting on this summer, actually.
Okay.
I have started moving towards designing my own stuff.
Okay.
But it is still cosplay because cosplay, the actual definition is costuming and role-playing mixed together.
right.
It doesn't have to be an established character.
That's right.
And I do panels about making original cosplays and stuff like that. And I'm making a silicone mermaid tail.
Okay.
And it's going to be my own design, an armored mermaid. And
That's cool. That's cool. I like
want to
that.
make a big trident for myself, and I want to make a big giant clamshell that I can sit in at conventions. And I'm going to con my little brother into dressing like a pirate and wheeling me around.
That would be cool. That would be like a little cart, wheel around. Well, we've already touched on this several times, but we'll go ahead and get it in plain words.
Mm-hmm.
What does cosplay mean to you?
Cosplay, freedom, I guess. You can take any character, do whatever you want with it, or make up your own character. You can dress how you want. You can be whoever you want, and you're just free. And I think that there should be no judgment. I don't ever judge anybody when it comes to cosplay.
All right.
As long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. It's all about fun and freedom, for sure.
I like that explanation. Well, I don't know if you know, but I'm a huge Star Wars fan. It's my #1 genre, even though you'll see a lot of Pokemon and stuff like that on my channel. But we're going to go into the Sith lightning round here, and I'm going to ask you one or the other. Don't think about it, just pick one.
All right.
So we're going to get to know you a little more, but just by asking you these questions. Okay, you ready?
Go for it.
Pokemon or Digimon?
Oh, Pokemon.
Okay. Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Sci-fi or fantasy?
Fantasy.
Anime or manga?
Anime.
Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Oh, okay. We're good.
Yeah.
She answered them right, guys.
I grew up with Star Wars, not Star Trek.
All right. Well, do you have any tips or thoughts for those watching at home? Like, if they want to get into the world of cosplay, any tips or thoughts for them that, so they can apply it to their own?
Yeah, people always tell me, I'm too nervous. I want to cosplay, but I'm too nervous, or I'm not good enough yet, or blah, blah, blah. Don't feel like that. Just go for it. Go and have fun. Enjoy yourself. Some people, like me, especially when I was, the age that I started, I needed that little escape from reality.
Okay.
Go and have that escape from reality. Be whoever you want to be what you want to be, and just enjoy yourself. Don't compare yourself to other cosplayers. If you want your craft to get better, compare your costumes to your past costumes and try to improve, but do not compare yourself to others. Have fun.
I like that explanation. Well, you've already kind of told us about your secret, I was going to call it your secret project, the mermaid. I look forward to seeing it, but I want to thank you, first of all. You are the first, what I'll call professional cosplayer I've ever interviewed for my channel, so I really
That makes me
appreciate
feel
that.
special.
Well, thank you very much. Guys, we're here at Wizard World. We're having a great time. I hope you guys will check out Princess Morgan Cosplay. All of her information will be in the description below. I thank you so much for joining us today. If you guys did enjoy this episode, make sure you Sith lightning that like button. And if you're new, use the Force to subscribe. And remember, we are the Force, each and every one of us. So let's connect. And this is Caleb, LordMoch from Whistle World, signing off.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so
That was
much.
great.